So I start today's topic. The second method, that was student state distribution. It's very easy. Again, the formula base. Formula will remain same of Z distribution or normal distribution we have done. What was the formula? Z was equal to x minus mu y sigma for population, but for sample sigma y square root of n. Remember that? Now, what was x? What was mu? X was the observed data or mean, and mu is the actual mean. Means for an event happening, what is the actual chances, and x was the what is the observed, because nothing is perfect. Okay, so what is the observed? So that was difference. X minus mu was the difference between observed and actual data mean, divided by sigma by square root n. Sigma was the standard deviation, and square root of n is the sample size or sample size. That was the same here. Formula is for this year also. Like there we were having z table, and from there we were comparing that the value of z is less than, for 95% level of significance it should be less than 1.96, and for 99% level of significance the z value should be less than 2.58. So same here. Now we don't have z table. Here it is students t distribution. So we will having t table. Don't no need to worry. I have observed in your exam or whenever it was asked, already the value of t was given in the question itself. Okay, we will apply the same method. Our work is just to check the value of t we are getting is less than the t value of the table. If it is less than, concept will remain same. Our hypothesis will be accepted. We can assume that whatever the assumption we have made is acceptable. Okay, and if it is greater than the t value, then we say it is rejected. But whatever we have assumed is the wrong. We should not accept that hypothesis, or we should not make a conclusion of it. Okay, so that is student t distribution. Now the question comes, when both are equal, then why we are studying the second method? Now I tell you, in Z we were taking n, sigma y square root of n, sample size. But here we will take degree of freedom. N will be here degree of that sigma y, we will take n minus 1. In to calculate sigma, we will take n minus 1. Now, why n minus 1, not n? Because in calculating sigma, standard deviation, what we do? Square root of x minus x bar whole square divided by n in general. But for student t distribution, we will take sigma equals to square root of x minus x bar whole square divided by n minus 1. Why 1 less? Okay. So question here. Student t distribution talks about degree of freedom. Okay, so this n minus 1 is degree of freedom. I don't know you are curious or not, but I want to explain from my side that what is degree of freedom, how we do it. Otherwise, generally you can just remember n minus 1 is the degree of freedom for any data. But I want to explain from myself. See, if suppose anything you are having like 5, I tell you, out of 5, you need to pick up anything. Out of 5, you need to take 5 things one by one. Okay, so out of 5, in the first attempt I have 5 options. Okay, I will pick up one. After picking up one, for the second attempt I have option 4. I will pick up 2, second value. For the third attempt, now I have option 3. I will pick same. For the fourth pickup attempt I have 2 options. Okay, I will pick them. But for the last, I don't have any option. For the fifth attempt, no option is left. The last object I had to pick. What I am trying to say, you are understanding? Means the last one, we don't have any freedom or any choice or option to choose anything. We had option till 5 minus 1, that is 4. Up to 4, we had option. When the last 2 were there, we had option. But in the last term, obviously we don't have any option. We need to choose it. We need to pick it up. That is called degree of freedom. Means where you have freedom to choose anything, or you have options. So obviously, if you are having n objects in general, then till n minus 1, you will be having 2 options till n minus 1. Till n minus 2, 3 options like this. But when nth term will come, we will not have any option. That will be the last. So that's why degree of freedom is always taken as n minus 1. Okay. Sorry is written here. You can read yourself later on. But the part of explanation I have done. Any doubt you can ask. Formula if you see here, same only. Here we will find out t value like we have done for z. They are telling if suppose we are having two populations and data, then t will be x bar minus y bar. There means divided by, there we were using sigma, but here we are using s to make a difference, because if you write s only sigma, so sigma generally we take 1 by n. Okay, but here we are taking s to make a difference. We are talking about student fee distribution, and there here in place of n we are taking degree of freedom, that is n minus 1. So just to make a difference, otherwise it is sigma only, and square root of 1 by n1 plus 1 by n2. This we have done already in z distribution also, where s square. So you remember that was sigma square. So here s square equal to 1 by n1 plus n2 minus 2. There minus 2 were not there. If you remember the formula in there, it was only 1 by n1 plus n2. But here we will take n1 plus n2 minus 2. Why 2? Because n1 minus 1 plus n2 minus 1. So minus 1 minus 2 together. Summation of xi minus x bar whole square. This is standard deviation formula only. Don't get confused. For standard deviation of two populations we are talking about, two samples. Suppose two population, like I always give an example, suppose CS and IS. We are making any conclusion of them. Plus summation of yi minus y bar square. This is standard deviation formula, and degree of freedom will be v equals to n1 plus n2 minus 2. Together we are taking. Okay, for the single individual we are talking that time n minus 1, but for together, so n minus n1 minus 1 plus n2 minus 1, that is n1 plus n2 minus 2. Here they are telling if a mod of t is greater than t 0.5, the difference between the sample means is said to be similarly for also same only, like we have done for this your previous method mean distribution. Here also we will compare and check. Okay, the last method is chi-square. Now only I elaborate, and later on we will take problems based on that. This is the last method, chi-square distribution. Here, chi-square talks about we don't need to take any standard deviation. We are having mean, observed means of discrete data. Okay, and we will ourselves by using probability distributions, we will find out what is actually should be expected data, expected means. So expected means we will find out. Observed data is given. So here O is denoting observed, E is expected or estimated. Okay, estimated frequency. So chi-square, the word is come chi-square. This is a single, don't tell it there, it's looking like X. This is chi, mathematical symbol is there. Chi-square is equal to, just you need to remember this formula, that we will are having discrete data. So discrete data means you will be having two data, three data, four data. So from first to last data, OI, your work is we will make a table. Some object data is already given. Estimated frequency we will count. Third column we will make O minus E, observed minus estimate, take a square divided by EI. Degree of freedom is always n minus 1. That's it. And where if the expected percentile, we group them suitable for it. Okay. So this is the theory. You can read it out later. Just you need to remember the formulas. After that, directly I jump to the problems based on this. Till here we have done, yeah, here, like this. 10 individuals are chosen at random from a population and their heights in inches are found to be 63, 63, 66, 67, like this. They are telling 10 for 10 persons, they have measured height in inches is this. Test the hypothesis that the mean height of the universe is 66 inches. Getting? Means I am picking up sample of 10 people, I observe their height and I say for the universe, for the whole population, generally average height is 66 inches. Okay, so they are asking, is that correct or not? So again, you will do H naught hypothesis. Okay, null hypothesis. Null hypothesis is whatever is given, we will assume that it's correct. Null hypothesis will be the mean height of the universe is 66 inches. We will assume it as correct. And after the test, student t distribution test, we will check whether we should accept it or reject it. So according to the problem, here 10 individual will be n will be 10 number of n. Height of the universe, mu they are telling is 66. Mean height. Mean height is 66, they are telling. Okay. But here we can find out mean also from this. That will be a actual data, actual mean. So here they have calculated actual data. X bar is equals to summation of x by n, 67.8. Okay. We need standard deviation also. Standard deviation is here you see the difference. Earlier we were using 1 by n, but here we are using n minus 1. Summation of x minus x bar whole square. X minus x bar whole square means 63 minus 67.8 whole square, like this, plus 63 minus 67.8 whole square, plus dot dot dot, like this till last 71 minus 67.8 whole square, and n minus 1, 10 minus 1, that is 9. Although in the question only see here it is mentioned for 9 degree of freedom. Okay, is already it is given, but even though if it's not given, you can find out 10 minus 1, that is 9. And value is also given, p value. I told it will be given in the question only. So from here we got the value of s square. This is value of s square. So s after taking its square root is 3.011. Put into the formula x bar minus mu y s. Y actually this is s y square root of n, so it will go up. Okay, so x bar is 67.8, observed was 66, divided by 3.001 square root of 10. We calculated after calculating 1.89, while t value is 2.262. So it is less than, hence the hypothesis is accepted at 5% level of significance. And why they are telling 5% of level significance? See here, 0.05 means 5%. Okay, sometimes it is a 0.01, so that will be 1% level of significance. Is accepted at 5% level of significance. Hence, we can say yes, the mean height of the universe is 66 inches. This is students' T distribution. Any doubt in this problem until here? What I have elaborated? Any doubt?
Ma'am, didn't understand anything, ma'am.
You understand anything? Did you understand the last topic?
Yes, ma'am.
Sure.
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am.
So this is same only here in the last topic. For any event, we were having probabilities and directly mean, but here the data is in discrete form. Okay. For this data, they are telling the mean height. Mean means what? Mu. Mu is given 66. Okay. And number of objects is given 10. So will be n equal to 10. We need, according to the formula, you just remember this formula. T is equals to x bar minus mu by sy square root of n. Same only. And it will go up. Okay. This formula you
Ma'am,
remember. Yeah. You tell me.
what is that?
What is
Yes.
S? S is like a standard deviation. SD. Sigma you have written na, in earlier.
Yes, ma'am.
That only. But why we are writing S? Because actually in sigma, here when you find out it is n. So if I write it sigma, it should n. So just to make a difference for student speed distribution, in place of n, we take degree of freedom. And degree of freedom is always equal to n minus 1. So that's why in place of sigma, we are using symbol S.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, Vachan? So for this, we need x bar. Mu is already given. Mean they have given 66. S. S we need to find out by this formula of a standard deviation formula. And n is already 10. For this, x bar we need to find out. X bar can be find out. Here you are having 10 data. Mean you can find out easily. Add them divided by 10. All of you know how to find out arithmetic mean. Okay. So from that data, we got 67.8. Put into the formula. Now clear?
Okay, ma'am. Understood,
Any other
ma'am.
doubt? You can ask without hesitation. Vachan. Someone is there.
No, ma'am, understood.
DF is always, yeah, DF is always, degree of freedom is always n minus 1. Any other question? Everybody clear? Okay. So if you have understood this problem, all are same like. I elaborate one more problem. A certain stimulus administered to each of the 12 patients result in the following changes. Here n will be 12. Number of patients is 12. BPs are given here. Following change in BPs there. Can it be concluded that the stimulus will increase the BP? Okay. So H naught you will write null hypothesis that the stimulus will increase the BP. Now here what we will do, find out first mean x bar. X bar can be find out by taking summation of all them and divided by n. So that came around 2.58. S square you can find out again with the formula of 1 by n minus 1 summation of x minus x bar whole square. X is here 5, like 5 minus 2.58 whole square plus 2 minus 2.5 like this. So we got this s equals to 3.088. But here in the problem, if you see, mu is not given, okay, for the mean. So here they are not given the mu. Here in this problem, they have assumed as mu equal to 0. But actually, if it is not given, we can't take it as a mu equal to 0. What you will do, if x bar comes 2.58, that time mu you will consider as 2. Although 99% they will give in the question itself. Okay. So, but you will take, because the arithmetic mean and the actual mean, observed mean are close, very close to each other. There is a very minor difference. So what you will do, you will take mu as 2. For other examples, I am telling you. Like suppose some value you got getting 3.14 something. So you will assume mu equal to 3. Approximately means like nearby some value. You will take like that. So here they are telling, let's suppose that the stimulus administration is not accompanied by increase in blood pressure. They are asking that mu equals to 0 they are considering. Putting into the formula, x bar is 2.5833, mu is 0 divided by s is 3.088, square root of 12, got 2.9. And t value they had given 2.201. So here 2.9 is greater than 2.201. Hence, our hypothesis is rejected, and we can say that stimulus will not increase the blood pressure. This is like that. So if it is less than, we accept the hypothesis. If it is greater than the value, we reject the hypothesis. So here, I have not, I think, scanned that page, but here the ultimate line will, hence the hypothesis is rejected. Like this. These question is for two populations they are given. For boys and girls, individually, they have given mean, means X bar they had given. Sorry, mean. SDs they have given, SD means S again, and they have given, so we will take N minus 1, put into the formula, see here, X bar for boys, for girls, the data they have given, T formula we have, just put into the formula. That's it. You put into the formula, it came 0.994. According to 2.086 was given, it is less than, hence hypothesis is accepted. Completely formula based only. Okay, clear? This is student T distribution, again same only. This is also for two data they are telling. So from here we will calculate X bar. For this we will calculate Y bar. Put into the formula of T. This. You will get it. Always remember, if it is less than the given table, it will be accepted. If it is greater than table value, it will be rejected. So any doubt in student T distribution? You want me to explain any or elaborate any other problem, then I can do. Or should I move forward? Your choice, your wish. Tell me. Any doubt, students? And yeah, those three students who were failed in N3, I think the evaluations results had been out. So anybody got improved marks, like who was failed, got pass? Three were failed now. Rachita was failed, I think. Shivam is never attending the classes. Okay, so no doubt, I move forward to the last topic. If you're not asking, last topic is chi-square, most easy. Ma'am, revolution result came. Yeah, for the first year it came. For second year it didn't come. Many of the students sent me from the first year, they got pass after evaluation. You will get a mail. So might be for the second day it had not come. But for the first day it was out. Okay. So chi-square distribution I start. Where is the problem? Here. Most easy method. Very easy method. A dice is thrown 264 times. A dice was there. Dice, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is thrown 264 times, and the number appearing on the face follows the following frequency distribution. Suppose a dice is thrown. So sometime one you will have. All of you, I know nowadays are playing Ludo. Okay. So you know that sometimes one comes. So how many times one came? 40 times. It is observed frequency. These are called observed frequency means what? Number of times happening of any event is the frequency. Okay. Number 2 came around 32 times. Number 3 came 28 times. So this, if you add them all, the summation of F should come 264 equal. Okay. So these are the observed frequencies. So we will make a table here like number on the dice, observed frequency. These are the observed frequencies. Now will be expected or estimated frequency, we will calculate our probability. See, now think like that. For happening of any event in a dice for one or plus and 2 is 1 means like we will do uh, see here they have written better directly read this. Assuming that the dice is unbiased, the expected number of frequency for the number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to appear on the face is 264 times. It was, see, all are unbiased, so all have equal chances of getting, means one number should come equally, two numbers should come equally, three numbers should come equally, like this up to 6, 1 to 6 numbers should come equally. So out of this 264 times should be divided by 6 numbers, isn't it? Getting? I'm trying to elaborate it. Suppose a dice you are throwing 300 times, and I tell you, find out how many times you will get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What you will do? There are 6 numbers, divide 300 by 6. Okay, so ma'am, 1 will come 50 times, 2 will come 50 times, 3 will come 50 times. Ideally. Okay, so this is only 264 divided by 6 means 44 times deserves each number. So this will be your expected frequency 44, 44, 44. So you will do make a next row where we will take OI minus EI means 40 minus 44 will be minus 4, 32 minus 44 minus 8, 28 minus 44 minus 14, like this minus 16, sorry. Here they have done like this, but you can make here only next column by taking OI minus EI and take whole square divided by EI. Put into the formula. The question was find out the calculate the value of chi-square. They are not asking to correct any hypothesis, just they are asking what's the value of chi-square. So chi-square is 22. That's it. And for chi-square, I don't have much examples. This only. Another is this. A coin, 4 coins are tossed 100 times. 4 coins are tossed 100 times. And the following results were obtained. Fit a binomial distribution for the data and the goodness of the fitness. Here expect, sorry, referring to problem 23 in module 3, we have obtained the theoretical frequencies equal to this. I don't know if you are having book, please go through it. So here they have given observed frequency, expected frequency. Again, we will make a next column OI minus EI divided by EI, put into the formula. And chi-square value is given here 9.49. So if it is less than that, of course it is less than that, hence our hypothesis can be accepted. This is chi-square problems. And this is Z table. I have scanned for you. That day you were asking. T table, directly in the question only it will be given. That's it. This is your hypothesis testing. Okay. Your M4 is over. Congratulations. And this is my last lecture. If you don't require, unless or until you call me again, ma'am, please conduct a lecture. Okay, everyone. Any other doubt or revision of any module you require, you can tell me. I'm waiting. Somebody please reply. Okay. So yeah,
How did
yeah.
you get the expected output for the last problem, ma'am?
See this now. One
Mm.
second. Last problem here. Four coins are tossed. This is done by that distribution, binomial distribution. If you remember that formula, NCR, P raised to the power R, Q raised to the power N minus R. So here, that's the goodness of fitness. Yeah, number of head. So number of head means in a coin, we have probability of getting a head is 1 by 2. So P will be 1 by 2, Q will be also 1 by 2, N is 100, R is 4. So 100 C4, like this you will get 4 coins. Sorry, 1 second. Yeah, that only. Or if you want, I can do it myself. I will click the picture. I will send you the solution of this, how to get this expected frequency. Okay. But this is done by binomial distribution. But again, for third module, you have not studied properly. Otherwise, by this problem only, you should have understood. Binomial distribution, do you remember this even? NCR, P raised to power R, Q raised to power N minus R we had. Out of n objects, we need to find out the event of happening. P was the probability of success, Q was the probability of failure. Remember that?
Yes, ma'am.
You really remember? So
Yes,
from that
ma'am.
formula only, we are finding out this value. Okay. Or
Okay,
otherwise, I
ma'am.
will solve. I also will get a task today. Okay. I solve it now only and I forward the solution of this estimated frequencies. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Any other doubts even?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Because this is done by individually. We will get one by one values of zero head. So you will do 100 C 0. R will be 0 that time. 1 by 2 raised to the power. You also can try. I tell you now only. Even can you hear me? Respond me.
Yes, ma'am.
See here. N is 100. Okay. I also will do. And I am asking you to do also. 100 C 0. R is 0. P raised to the P is 1 by 2 and Q is also 1 by 2. Plus.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
So for that you will get this expected frequency. After that you will take R as 1, then R is 2, then R is 3, like this. Okay. In that if you put the formula, you will get estimated frequency. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Any other doubt, student? Okay. So shall I take the attendance? Today is yesterday only I kept the lecture. Individually 2 days I have taken. Oh no, this is not. Hmm. Attendance. Nishchita, Nair,
Present, ma'am.
Nitin, Pejwal, PTMP,
Present, ma'am.
PTS,
Present, ma'am.
Teran, Teran. I saw him. Anyway. Priya,
Present, ma'am.
Rachita, don't send me message. Teran, PTM. Unmute yourself and please give your attendance. I can't come on screen. I can't keep changing my screen. Okay. Teran was there. PP, MP, PTS. Okay. Rashmi, Priya, Rohini,
Present, ma'am.
Rukaiya, Priya,
Present, ma'am.
Sahana Kesi. Oh, Sahana Kesi, Sahana KS.
Present, ma'am.
Who is this? God. better. Sahana M. She was only one. Sahana R.
Present, ma'am. Sahana. I'm Sahana. I'm present.
Sahana M. Fine. I have given you attendance. Now mute yourself. Yeah. Saima.
Present,
Sanjay.
ma'am.
Sanskar. Sanskar. Sara.
Present, ma'am.
Steven.
Present, ma'am.
Badrinath. Saranya. Sufikant. Shivam. Srinidhi. Srinidhi. Shisha. Shubham. Shubham. Shweta. Kriti. Purti.
Present, ma'am.
Sridaksha. Srishti B. Srishti B. Sujata.
Yes, ma'am.
Sushmita.
Present, ma'am.
Tarun. Vachan. Vaishnavi.
Present, ma'am.
Vidya BM.
Present, ma'am.
Vidya D.
Present, ma'am.
Yeah, Vachan had given. Don't worry. Vikas. Vishwas.
Yes, ma'am.
Yamini. Zaid Ahmed. Zaid. Anurag. Anurag. Manya.
Present, ma'am.
Prasanna. Nikita. Arnavi. Vishal.
Yes, ma'am.
Vatsha.
Present, ma'am.
Vatsha is present. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, students, I have given you attendance. Any doubt you want to ask? Anything you want to share? Because today is the last Hari Priya present, Nishchita GM present. Now I should go back again to that Excel sheet, huh? Why you are writing here? Sahana R, Sahana KH, Hari Priya. Oh God. Sahana R, Sahana KH given. Given, no? For everyone. Yeah. Given. So, anything? This is the last lecture. Okay, then. If you require for any revision or anything, you can send me text. Okay. Till then, take care. Keep practicing. On next Wednesday, you are having your exam. I think all of you know the pattern of the exam. This time, having different. One for 15 minutes, you will be having 10 marks MCQs. That way, is called quiz. And for other remaining time, you will have 30 marks descriptive problems. That is the same pattern. Two problems you are supposed to share. Out of them, three are the parts of those. So either any two problems you are asked to solve. Okay. So that will be the pattern, and the portion is remaining two modules. Third module, fifth module. Distributions, probability distributions, and this sampling theory, and whatever is left out. Okay. Take care. And yeah, someone wants to say something. Manya, you want to say something? Okay, chalo. Take care. Bye bye. See you all. Bye, Sigan. Take care. Might be this is my last conversation with you guys. After that, you will go in third year. Bye, Sahana. Bye, Saima. Bye, Sujata. Bye, Haripriya.